Nothing spelled misery like trying to find a seat on the school bus the first day at a new school. I scanned the rows, and kids started stretching out so there wouldn't be room for me. I didn't want to sit by them either, but it wasn't like I had a choice. As I walked down the dirty rubber aisle, I took note of who was writing. Only a handful of people my age sat amongst the crowd of younger kids. Would a grade schooler or someone my age give me less grief? "Don't sit by me," a little kid squeaked. He leaned over the seat in front of him and whispered, "I'm afraid she might crush me." Of course, he was as good at whispering as he was at not being a jerk. Tears burned my eyes. I hurried to wipe them. So much for a fresh start. "You can sit here." I twisted to see a guy, a good-looking guy, the kind who never talked to girls like me, and said, "What?" He pulled his backpack onto his lap. "This seat's open." I eyed him wearily and was about to turn down his offer when the old bat driving the bus told me to quit the pomp and circumstance and sit down already. I took the seat, and in an effort to give the guy some space, half of my butt hung off the edge. I hugged my backpack to my chest, wishing I'd just taken Grandma up on her offer to drive me. "Are you new here?" he asked softly. Glancing at him sideways, I huffed, "Yeah." He smiled so warmly it caught me off guard. No one ever looked at me like that, much less guys my age, especially not ones who looked like him. "I'm Jon." He stuck out his hand over his backpack. "Jonathan, but Jon." Praying my hand wasn't too sweaty, I took his grip. "Abby." "Where are you from?" he asked. "McClellan," I said, and I hoped he would leave it at that. "That's pretty close." He leaned forward on his backpack. "Have I seen you at a game or something?" Was that a joke? I definitely didn't look like the kind of girl who hung out anywhere near a sporting event, except maybe at the concession stands. "Doubt it," I finally muttered. He seemed at a loss for words, and I turned my head toward the front of the bus. Were we there yet? "Your parents got a new job or something?" Not exactly." I hoped my thick foundation still covered the yellowing bruise on my cheek. This wasn't the kind of move caused by a promotion. The bus pulled in front of a school twice the size of McClellan, and I took a deep breath. This was it. "Well, let me know if you need help finding anything, Abby." He patted me on the shoulder. "I'm sure I'll be seeing you around." For the first time in a long time, I smiled. "Thanks." I could feel the ghost of where he touched me, even as I made my way back down the aisle. Maybe this would be a good new start for me, like Grandma said. The shadow of a smile was still on my lips as I walked up the steps to the school. I already had a locker and books, but Mrs. Moskowitz, the principal, wanted me to come by her office on my first day for my schedule. A receptionist desk positioned in front of Mrs. Moskowitz's office made the plump woman with spiky hair sitting behind it look more like a guard dog than a secretary. She lifted a red penciled eyebrow, revealing more blue eyeshadow. "Can I help you?" "I'm here to see Mrs. Moskowitz," I said. "Sandra," she called to the closed door. "There's a student." Overpaid doorbell. "Hold on," a voice called from behind the door. I glanced my watch. We still had 15 minutes until school started, so I took my backpack off and rifled through it until I found a granola bar I'd stashed there earlier. The door to the principal's office opened, and Mrs. Moskowitz came out, tucking her glasses into her hairline like a horn-rimmed headband. "Abigail, good to see you again." She offered her square hand in greeting. I wiped the leftover melted chocolate on my jeans, gulped down the unchewed oats, and put my hand in her firm grasp. "Follow me," she said.